my name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some Age of Mythology replay analysis. I was playing as Isis. I've been trying to learn Isis, and I'm going up against Perseus von Naxos, who's playing Hades. Still trying to figure out my preferred Isis build, but I think I've got something slightly down. I like going Bast for the Sphinx. The Anubites seem weaker than they did in the original Age Mythology, so I just don't feel like playing with them. Getting a decent amount of obelisks up in the beginning for vision, especially around big food sources. Getting the oh wait, do I not get it? I should be getting my mining upgrade, but maybe I forgot to do it this time. Holding on to this, I think I forgot. That actually kind of makes sense for some of the stuff that happened. Okay, I do get the upgrade. I make the idol. And normally I'd be switching back onto this, but I guess I'm getting some extra favor. Which, actually, we're going to keep an eye on that, because I think that might have been how I was able to get some extra sphinx out. So yeah, I get the mining upgrade. Definitely a slow start. I think I might want to have an alternate one that goes up faster. I've lost a couple times to people just getting right on top of me, right in the beginning. You can see I'm making the obelisks. Definitely being kind of defensive with them. I know I'm up against a Hades, which is a defensive god.
Έτοιμοι.
He's going heavy on favor.
Έτοιμος.
A little strange. So he must be trying to get that. Well, we get our temple up and going. Not the fastest looking thing, but hunting gazelle down here. Route the villagers over there. I think what's ideal is when there's gold right next to the hunt, but this is pretty much the opposite of that, so kind of random. My opponent, I think, still trying to get that Vault of Erebus up. That's painful. So we're both going pretty slow on the age up, which, again, with Hades, that's not super weird. I don't think he gets access to centaurs, so that's why I wasn't too nervous about that. And we actually do click up before him. He does get his Vault of Erebus there. Let's see how long it takes for him to shift his favor off. Oh, he's going up with both now. So he stays on there. Going up with Ares. You know what we're going to do? We're going to just do it in my perspective. I'm starting to like that more. So you can see we've got this line of vision here, just in case something weird happens. Shift a lot of villagers onto gold. One thing that I want to get up is another idol. I see this thing over here and I want to get it, so I actually get this and start routing the priest over. But as you can see right there for a second, he was making Ajax, and he does end up getting it before me, and this is a relic which makes ranged soldiers and ranged myth units cheaper, so that'll be really strong for Hades with his archers. And yeah, right in the nick of time he gets Ajax in there. Sphinx goes up, he gets up, he's going fast on the upgrades there. And he goes right for the Cyclops upgrade, so that I think is not good. I know that upgrade used to be really strong, and I think it is. I've gotten it a lot since it's been nerfed. I never tried it when it was OP. And it does make the Cyclops way better, but I would not recommend spending 10 favor and 150 gold right off the bat on that. I would definitely get some Cyclops up, especially against something like Egyptians, where I can definitely mass priests and counter that, so and the cyclops aren't fast or anything. So I think that was a mistake on his part. I'm getting a second sphinx up. Kind of probe out there a little bit, route back, fixing up my eco a little bit. I ran out of these gazelles, route over to the boars, getting some berries to keep the food income somewhat constant. Working on a second barracks, and the first, well, I guess I haven't decided this yet, but I actually, for the first time, so yeah, look at that, he's going for Will of Kronos right off the bat. For the first time I go for spears right off the bat, which is how you raid as Egyptians, and I'm just expecting a certain degree of defensiveness from a Hades player. So yeah, the Sphinx, or the Spearmen start coming out. I've got my second Sphinx, so we've got a decent ability to raid and cause some trouble. He gets another expensive upgrade right here. We didn't see how much it was, but that's a upgrade for Hypaspists, so he must be worried about Axemen. And as you can see, Hypaspists and Toxotes. We get some vision here with an obelisk. A little curious if you can see me here. Nope. Okay. And you can see eco looking pretty efficient in my opinion. Got a good line right there. This line could be a little better, but whatever, it's fine. Archery range is coming up, and the main thing is just missing is some military units, but they're super upgraded, so that's good. We see Ajax waddle over there, and you can see my 4 spearmen coming along here. He cancels his special move for the Cyclops, which probably would have been a pretty damaged spearman. You can see here, this is really the first time I've done this with spears raiding like this. They sprint around, and I got the damage upgrade, and this is actually pretty strong. That's like totally as good as cavalry. I think more than this might be an overinvestment. But yeah, we get a nice sort of run through there where we disrupt quite a bit. I think we picked off 2 villagers, so that's really good for us. These spearmen aren't looking too bad, so I'm kind of shocked by how well that's doing. He goes for Toxotes and Hypaspists. I get copper shields to mainly just protect against TC fire, but I guess inadvertently I was getting some defense against Toxotes. I do end up getting this relic, which gives me a small trickle of favor, which will be nice. We're clicked up with Nephthys, and getting housed a little bit, but starting to think about aging up. And over here he does catch out my spearmen, and this is going to be a nasty fight for them. So definitely a waste of about, you know, 50 times 6, 300 food and 150 gold. Yeah, I don't know, that seems pretty similar to like a 3 or 4 man or less cavalry force, and I feel like they picked off villagers better than cavalry somehow with the size of their models, and the animation seemed better than cavalry animations. So what I end up building is slingers, because I do see those Toxotes, and what I'm a little perplexed about how to deal with are cyclops. So, but I've clicked up to the 3rd age, and which means that I'll have a Ancestor's Eclipse, and I do have 4 Sphinx at this point, which will be very strong against human units. And I snipe them out here because actually the obelisk, they attack the obelisk, and then they attack this obelisk, which loses me some vision but gives me valuable time to kind of adapt here. You can see Ajax waddling forward, kind of wondering how much to be skirmishing here. This wall / gate is really awkward. Get a good look on his composition here. Toxotes and Hypaspis. You can see I get some axemen to start This is actually kind of accidental. Getting an upgrade on the Sphinx. And getting close to going up on Nephthys. And he sees that, and he actually decides to turn and take a fight. I think this was a mistake for him, because Ancestors Eclipse is going to just completely clean this up. And then I think he should have definitely just stayed there and tried to do as much damage as he could. But look at how much we wipe up there with the Sphinx and the Ancestors. But now he decides to run, and I am not happy about the idea of all those toxins getting away. You can see my pathing was so messed up there. I start chasing with the Sphinx, and I want to make sure I'm getting right on top of everything in here. I want all those toxins to die. You can see I'm very careful here. Almost kind of daring him to go after my Sphinx with the heroes. And that's about all. I don't think I can pick off these powerful Greek heroes even with Eclipse up, so not the most amazing Ancestors Eclipse, but it did what it needed to do, and I push forward with the Ancestors. I think it's best to take an Ancestors Eclipse in their base, from what I've observed so far. So that you can get some of the Ancestors on villagers and stuff like that, but I'll take it, and it definitely gives me space to get up a Migdal stronghold here. And then I'm looking pretty good in terms of gold, so I can go immediately over to a TC. Sphinx are still looking good. I get one more and the upgrade for the Sphinx. Just seeing how good they were against the archers made it seem like a good thing to do against Hades. My opponent's still in the second age, which makes me think that he has an army being built up, which does seem to be the case. He's getting Enyo's Bow of Horror, which is I think the best. That's the upgrade you should get earliest is Hades. Having played with Ares a lot on Poseidon, that upgrade, Enyo's Bow of Horror, makes your toxins just apply their damage way better. You can like skirmish with them way better. We get these, what are they, Hierarcho Sphinx. And we get a special off, getting some chip damage in here, and this one's stuck in there, but slingers are in position. Scorpion Man gets a nice poison off there too. Definitely taking advantage of the the inability of the Greeks to mass heroes. So definitely some good chip damage. Maybe not that many kills, but it's something. He turns around again and pull off a special with the Sphinx. Scorpion Man goes down. Spearmen kind of in over their heads right there, but you can see his army is heavily diminished. A lot of these heavier elements of it are still alive, but a lot of the fluff, the Hypaspis, and many of the toxins got cleared up just with the Sphinx, and we were lucky enough to have all of our Sphinx survive that and start getting healed up. I get a TC up over here, and which secures these rhinoceri, which is nice, 650 food, and then there's a gold mine kind of out of the way, but probably within walking distance, unless it's a really huge raid that I don't see, and then just villager production. So we're going to start to slowly pull ahead in villagers, which we were pretty even on before. He actually has another TC up as well. But I guess between the villager kills and my own second TC, it's good. Getting a bunch of cyclops here. I don't know if I agree with it. I think age 3 is his top priority right now. Definitely a curse would be strong. Definitely a Nemean Lion stun would be good. Yeah, he needs cavalry, I think. If he can make me go spears, then his toxotes will have a way better time. I'm going for elephants now. My thinking is elephants, just a bunch of health that can kind of like stand toe-to-toe to cyclopses, of which there are quite a few, and here we go. So I've added
And we.
two more priests into the mix, but definitely these. I'm not like hard countering these cyclops yet. I'm more worried about getting. I'm more interested in kind of demoralizing him by killing the archer mass. I think at this level that I'm at, it's mostly a battle of morale for me and for my opponents. Like if you lose something that you've been like trying to do, people tend to quit at this level. So definitely kind of playing a psychological game here. Getting some siege towers in here to attack the production. He's going up with Aphrodite. We pop prosperity, and I'm like I'm ecoing here, and he gets that charge off with the Cyclops. At least 5 Cyclops here, which are going to be hard to take down. Cyclops down. They're on the elephants in the back line. The elephants are kind of doing their job of soaking stuff up. 2 Sphinx are down. These 2 are decently high level, or at high HP. And I am able to wrap around and get the specials off onto the Toxotes, barely. And they get cleaned up, and another Sphinx goes down, but otherwise the Sphinx are good. And there are just 2 Cyclops left to kite, and he surrenders. So I was pretty happy with my micro there at the end. A big Cyclops Toxote blob is a hard thing to fight, but the elephants did the work. I think the siege towers soaked up a decent amount of damage, and the slingers are just a hard counter to the Toxotes. And the main thing I was doing micro-wise was just trying to keep the priests on the chipping away at the Elder Cyclops, and then microing the Hierarcho Sphinx down out to the backline. So that's all. Good game to. Did he get to age 3 at the end? Weird. Did he cancel it? Good game to Perseus, and I'll see you guys in the next one.